Hello everyone, it's Amy, and I don't know if you all use a lot of color changes in your work, but most projects I do require sometimes a color change every round. So I have just made up some, these are just 12 double crochet and a magic ring, because typically what we would do, and it's fine to do it that way, but it can create a lot of lines. We would join our yarn, and then we would, like, if we're going to do double crochet, chain 3, and then put another double crochet in that same stitch, or whatever your pattern calls for. I'm going to go around and I'm going to put 2 double crochet in each of these, and then I will meet you back around because I'm going to attach another color and then show you a better way to do it if you don't already know how. So I will be right back. Okay, I have made it all the way back around. I put 2 in each of the 12, so I have 24. Now we have this chain 3 here. So typically what we would do is insert there, and since it's a chain, it's not an actual stitch, and then pull through and make a slip stitch. Or you could cut your yarn, pull this through, and do an invisible join. So we're going to go over this. We're going to skip this chain 3. We're going to go into that second stitch. See if you can see that. Go through both loops. And then we're going to come back to the stitch we came out of, the very last stitch, and go down the back loop only. And that's going to create more of an actual looking stitch than the chain 3. That's a better method, because if you'll notice here, because I didn't do that, you can see there where I joined with a slip stitch, and it has and you have to be careful when you come around because it has this little extra hump. But I did that round that way because I wanted to show you the difference. So that looks like a normal stitch now, but I'm still keeping with the old-fashioned way of doing it, and I'm going to join another color and chain 3, and then I think I'm going to chain an extra 2, so a chain of 5, and then I'm going to go right back into that stitch and do a double crochet. So you can still see that that is, you know, it's kind of hanging out there. And then chain 1, go into the next stitch, do a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the same stitch. My hands aren't wanting to cooperate today. I don't. So you can see that visible hump thing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to continue with this. I was just trying to show you. For this other one, I'm going to do what's called a standing double crochet. And you all may be well aware of this. Before standing, it doesn't create any, it looks more like a regular double crochet. So what we want to do is we want to yarn over twice and go into a stitch, hold on to this, and make sure you're holding on to, well, I'll let it go. Let me try that again. I don't hold anything right. Yarn over twice, hold on to that. Make sure you still hold on to that loose end. Go into the stitch, drop a loop, pull through 2, drop a loop and pull through 2. And that is a standing double crochet. So then I could go right back in that stitch and put another double crochet, and it just looks more normal than a chain 3. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to put 2 double crochet in each all the way around, and then I will meet you back. And I'll show you how to do it again with another color. Okay, so I'm back around and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do an invisible join. Even though that's looks more like a double crochet, I just want it to be a little bit neater. Where's my yarn? There it is. I learned this quite a while ago, and I did I think it was Splendid Serendipity by the Loopy Stitch. It's a very beautiful. So again, I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to go into this one next to it, the second one. Go through both loops. And then I'm going to come back to the one I came out of and go in the back loop only. And then of course you'll want to weave this in. But that blanket that I did, that's where I learned these standing stitches. And you could not tell anywhere that, you know, there was no seam anywhere. Now here again, since I did a slip stitch and I left this on purpose, when you come around, you've got that extra knot. And you got to be careful not to go into that. But I just wanted to be able, so that stayed the same on both. But now, when I come through with another color, whoops, I never did undo this one. And see, that bugs me. I don't know why I didn't go ahead and just do, but just ignore that. If you do an invisible join, that won't exist. So I'm going to do a standing double crochet, and I'm just leaving my yarn tails there, because the main thing is yarning over twice, holding on to that, pull through 2. See, if you don't hold on to it, that's going to get away from you. Yarn over, pull through 2. And you can do the same thing with the treble. It would just help if I held my yarn better. So you would go 3 times over for a treble, insert in, grab the yarn. I need to hold on to that there. yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now if you wanted to grab this, because it's still loose, you could, I'm going to go into the next stitch, I'm going to grab it, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and there I have it down here at the bottom now, so I could continue along. And I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. And so you would do that all the way along, and when you got back here, I'll just do that real quick and show you the invisible join again. Okay, I went back and put a chain 1 in between each of these. So I have done my last treble, made my last treble. I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to cut the yarn, I'm going to pull it through, and then we'll do the invisible join again. And then I want to show you, whoops, that was a big hook, or hook, needle. I'm going to make another round and join it with a this part here, and do an invisible join to show you the difference. So here, that's our standing treble. We're going to come to the second one. Of course, I've got a chain 1 in the middle of it. So I'm going to go to the second one. Pull through. Come to this last. I don't want it to be the chain 1. And then you have normal looking stitches. Of course, this isn't a pattern or anything. I was just fiddling around, but I'm going to go ahead and make another one of these and do the invisible join, because here it is in this one. Now had I made more, continued to make more on this one, it would have stood out more, because it would have pulled this and then you would have seen it more. So I'm going to make another little circle and do it with an invisible join, and I will be right back. Okay, here is the one where I joined with an invisible join on the green part, or blue, whatever this is. And there I didn't. And then this is the one using the standing double and standing treble. And then this one is not. So you can see that, because that was a chain for the treble, and then 1, because I put 1 in between each. And so, you know, it may not be a big issue for some, but if you're doing a lot of color changes, trust me, this will carry and carry and carry, and you'll be able to see that line. So I hope this helps. And then also for my next video, I'm going to do this is your traditional solid granny square, and it's using the chain 3 starting out, so you have that. And then this is a method that is more of a solid granny square. Of course, it's smaller. And there's no visible line, and there aren't all these gaps. Now, you know, there's nothing wrong with this. I made baby blankets using this, and then afterwards I was like, dang, but I was just following, you know, along with the pattern, and it makes a big difference. But if you have this, if you do an invisible join after each, it will eliminate. And I can do that on this one right here. Yeah, but this is what I plan to do for my next video. Pull it through. But that means stopping every round, cutting the yarn, you know, and if you're doing color work, that's fine, but if not, then you're gonna have that. But it's worth, if you don't want to do it like this way, it would be worth it so you don't have that line. So you skip over that chain 3, go into the next stitch through both loops, pull it, go to the stitch you came out of, back loop only, insert it, and it gives that chain 3. So if you did that the whole way, those chains wouldn't be as noticeable. So I hope that helps, and be looking out for the video where I do the solid with less gaps and no visible seams. So I will see you on the next video. I hope you all are doing okay, and have a good weekend or the rest of your week.